Yo, what is up, guys? We
What
are
is
we are back. We are previewing the NFL playoffs. I got Nico here. I got Wii Sportin'. He's talking mad shit.
all
I
right, buddy?
hopped
You
in.
can't handle the heat, buddy. That's the problem. That's literally
No,
me.
I literally joined. And this guy goes like, yo, why'd you spend $400 on a Daniel Jones jersey? You could have gave that to charity. I'm like, buddy, Jones is 5-1-1 against your team. Well, I'm the last guy you should be talking shit to. Cole's right. Cole, you're muting your cameras off. I hope you know that.
There we go. There we
All
go.
right, good?
All right.
All right. You want to do the intro? I kind of did it for us. You want to get a little redo on that?
No, you're good. You're good.
All right,
Welcome.
All right,
I don't know
what.
what
Let's
went
get
on.
into this shit. All right. So
Everything was heated behind the scenes. My laptop shut off. We got a Giants, Eagles, and Commanders fan. NFC East is going to be going at it, but we do need to talk about some playoff games before. Let's just get right into it. Waste no time. First game, Saturday, 49ers take on the Seahawks. JT, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts for this game?
This is a great matchup. I love this matchup. I think if Geno can play like he's been playing, I think it'll be a really good game. And no, I'm psyched. I'm kidding. The 49ers are going to steamroll that team.
Okay,
I was about to start screaming at you, bro.
Yeah. I had you for a second.
That would have broke me right there. I would have actually cussed you out.
You know what? In all seriousness, if there's any Seahawks watching this game, I don't bet on sports, and I say this a lot. I don't bet on sports because any given Sunday is a real thing. Hey, it's the NFL. Upsets happen. It's usually the best teams do not win the Super Bowl. It's usually the best teams do not. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
The Giants were like, I remember when the Giants won in 2007. Bro, they were like one of the worst. They were like one of the worst teams in the playoffs. Nico cannot handle it, bro. Nico cannot handle it.
Dude,
Nico is like.
All right. What are your thoughts on this game, Nico? 49ers, Seahawks.
All right, bro. Number one, dude, let's be real. This is the Lions playoff spot that they got robbed by, bro. Like, this was robbery, bro. Everybody thinking that Geno Smith going to go into San Francisco and throw a single touchdown pass, bro. You are smoking weed. He is going to get intercepted, fumbled, everything. Like, if Taylor Heineke, the GOAT, couldn't beat the 49ers, bro, what makes y'all think Geno Smith's going to beat him, bro?
You think vintage Geno Smith is going to come out? Vintage Geno Smith?
Yes, bro. Jets Geno Smith is coming out, bro. I hope everybody's ready for it.
So my thoughts, like JT said, yes, any given Sunday. The only saving grace is that this is a rivalry matchup that gives it maybe it a little bit closer. But the 49ers are that good. They are that good. They are so talented. They're so well coached. Seahawks surprised a lot of people this year. They were supposed to be one of the bottom teams in the league. You got to give them credit for the way they played and the way Geno Smith played this season. But unfortunately, like I agree with Nico, this should have been the Lions. It should have been the Lions. It really, in all honesty, it probably should have been the Packers, but they blew it. They choked that game away. The Packers might have put up a fight. The Lions would have played with some heart. I just don't see any scenario where the Seahawks can pull this off.
Yeah, I agree.
I really a game that's going to be a little bit more competitive.
I really hope on Sunday or like when we do a recap, and we come back to this conversation, bro, I'm really praying to God that like what we're saying is not jinxing the 49ers.
No, absolutely. Because if the Seahawks win, it's gonna be brutal.
Yeah.
But heading to a game that's gonna be more competitive, one of my favorite matchups of this weekend, the number 4 seeded Jaguars host the number 5 seeded Chargers. Nico, I'll start with you on this one. Who do you have in this game and why?
You know what? I've been kind of tossing my head around in this game. You know, Justin Herbert's first playoff game, Trevor Lawrence's first playoff game, a lot riding on both sides. I feel like right now, momentum, experience. I think this does not come down to rosters. It does come down to coaching. I think the Chargers head coach is a moron, but the roster is really good. And then you have Jacksonville with a more experienced head coach, but with a lot younger of a roster. I say Chargers do pull this one out in a very close one, but don't be surprised if Jacksonville beats them. Don't be shocked.
All right, JT, let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough matchup because the Chargers are so much better by personnel wise, but like the Jags are hot, and I was talking about this a little bit before. Like the best teams usually do not win the Super Bowl. It's the teams that get hot at the right times. It's the teams that are healthy at the right times, and I think that's the Jaguars right now. I really think that the Jaguars are going to pull this out. Way that Trevor Lawrence has been playing.
It's another one, can go either way. The Jaguars have a clear coaching advantage. but the roster advantage definitely goes to the Chargers. I might change my mind as the week goes on. I originally leaned Chargers. Now I'm leaning towards the Jaguars because they have Doug Peterson is a winner. The Jaguars have completely flipped it around, but I am going to trust my original gut instinct, and I'm going to give it to the Chargers slightly, just by a little bit. So another game on maybe why we shouldn't have added a 7th playoff team in full effect. The Bills host the Dolphins. Frank the Tank just wants it to be close. Do you think he gets that, JT?
You know what? If they had Tua, maybe it's a different story. Who's their quarterback? Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, this is not. I don't take a shot at the 7 seed playoffs. I think that's a really good. That's like a good thing to have.
Oh, trust me.
No more seeds though.
Oh no, I completely agree because
when you're a Giants fan, you gotta love.
Oh my god,
Nico, shut up!
If there's anybody who should be thankful for the 7th
What's
seed,
the 6 seed, bro?
It should be me because the Eagles made it to the playoffs last year strictly because they added a 7th seed. So yeah, I'm in favor of it. There definitely can be times where it shows why you shouldn't. And the Eagles last year getting absolutely a hole stomped in them by the Buccaneers might have been an example of that. But, more teams, more football, more playoff, more games.
At least they got a chance, though. And Nico, if I remember correctly, you were hyped a couple when DeMar Hamlin got hurt because you thought they were going to.
I said no. I said no. I was
give the Commanders a playoff spot.
Well, I was hyped that it was going to add.
Not that DeMar Hamlin got hurt.
No, okay, yeah, let's reiterate that. Not hyped that DeMar Hamlin got hurt. He was hyped that there was a potential chance that the Commanders grabbed the 8th seed.
Yes.
Yeah, the Giants are the 6th seed.
JT want me in cancel cards.
No.
Bad.
You must reiterate that. God, that could get clipped so bad. But what are your thoughts on it, Nico? Bills, Dolphins.
You know what, dude? It's gonna be a weird game, divisional game. But Skylar Thompson's at quarterback, dude. They're gonna struggle, dude. It's unfortunate that Tua won't play, but when you have doctors that didn't really get a PhD in anything because they're stupid, like the Dolphins doctors, you don't have Tua Tagovailoa. So I'm gonna say Bills by 25 or more.
Listen, I love to ride with underdogs. If you saw, I rode with TCU all season, and they completely screwed me in the end. I am not going to ride with an underdog in the Dolphins this week. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I know it's the NFL, and the talent gap is not nearly the same. But, Nico made a great point. I never got a chance to talk about this. The Dolphins' medical staff should be all fired and never be allowed to work in the NFL again after what they've done to Tua, especially with everything that goes on with head injuries and stuff. But listen, the Bills are going to give the Dolphins a head injury this week. They're gonna pummel them.
Yeah.
All right, now to the game that we are going to probably spend the most time talking about here: Vikings Giants. I'm gonna give my thoughts first. Then I'm going to let JT go. Then I'm going to let Nico go. And then they can battle it out.
Okay. All right.
Listen. The Giants are going to win this game. I hate to say it, but the Giants are going to win this game. The Vikings can only skate by so much. And the way I saw the Giants play against the Vikings a few weeks ago proved it. It's a bigger moment. The Giants are well rested. And I think it's going to take everything they have. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if the Vikings won, I wouldn't be stunned.
Absolutely.
But I think that the Giants the thing about the Vikings, the only reason the Vikings really have a chance because they have the clear-cut best player on the field at all times in Justin Jefferson, who can take over a game at any moment. But we've seen at times this year, what version of Kirk Cousins do we get? Do we get primetime Kirk or do we get 1 o'clock Kirk? If we get 1 o'clock Kirk, I think the Vikings win.
I was bummed out when I saw this game was at 4:25, not 1 o'clock.
Well, 4:25, it's the only game on. It's prime time. The playoffs are prime time.
But isn't 4:25 Kirk like really good too?
He's like in the middle. He's like leaning into 8:30 Kirk. 4:25 Kirk against the Cowboys was terrible.
Right.
But all in all, I'm going to give a slight edge to the Giants. As much as I don't want to, obviously, I'm going to give it to the Giants. JT, let's hear your thoughts. Nico, let him say his whole thing. We'll let you talk, and then you guys can hash it out.
Nico, you'll get your chance. Just let me say my thing because I got something to say. All right. So I think that I agree. I gotta give the Giants a slight edge. They're just a little bit better than the Vikings. They played this team a couple weeks ago, and the only reason, Danny led a game-winning drive, And the only reason they won is because we had Fabian Morrow on Justin Jefferson, and he was just him that last drive. And like, we got two of our best defensive pieces back, Adoree Jackson and Xavier McKinney. And I think Leonard Williams was also hurt, and also Azeez Ojulari was not playing in that game in the second half. I think those guys are absolute X factors when you're talking about this game. I think we do what we did, but we have those pieces back. We're well rested. I got to give it to the Giants. All
right. Nico, JT, don't interrupt. Let him say his whole thing, and we'll go from there. Nico, you're up.
The Giants are not winning this football game, bro. They're not. I don't know. I understand where you're coming from, dude. But when we're looking at the Giants' offense compared to the Vikings' offense, bro, in the way that they could drive down the field, I get it, dude. Like, blah 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 blah. They came down to the wire, 61-yard field goal, dude. That shit not gonna matter, bro. You are gonna see not only Kirk Cousins at 12 o'clock prime form, you're gonna see former Washington Redskin Kirk Cousins prime form, where he exposes the Giants and he's gonna whoop their ass, bro. Like, I hate to break it to you, dude, but like, no one on your team can guard Justin Jefferson. No one can guard him. You think Adoree Jackson can guard him, bro? He's gonna be holding on to Jetta's nutsack as he burns him through, bro.
Listen, the thing is, all right, now we're all gonna go in discussion here. The thing is, you can't guard Justin Jefferson. You have to maintain everything else around him.
You slow him down. You don't stop Justin Jefferson.
You really slowed him down last time. 12 receptions.
Yes, they did. They did slow him down. They did slow him down.
133 yards. That's not
yeah, he got most of those on that last drive. Did you know that? Did you watch that game?
You're not slowing anybody down with 133 yards.
He got most of his yards on that last drive.
Are you trying to tell me that you held Justin Jefferson to only 133 yards?
I get what he's saying. Because Justin Jefferson did go through a cold spell in that game. There was, when the Giants were making their comeback, and up until the field goal drive, he was in a cold spell. So if they can implement that same, whatever worked for him in that part during that game that slowed him down throughout the at one point in the game, is what they need to do throughout the whole game.
That's fine. But then explain TJ Hawkinson going off for 109 yards.
That is true.
Explain that.
TJ Hawkinson did go in.
So you stopped one, but you let the other one.
You know what? We got Xavier McKinney back, and we also got Landon Collins. He wasn't playing, bro. Have you seen how Landon Collins has been playing? Oh my!
You think Xavier McKinney is going to just single-handedly guard TJ Hawkinson?
I listen. I understand what you're saying, and these guys, the Vikings pass game can take over the game, and that's what I'm saying. That's where the Vikings will, if they are able to do that, will win this game. No. But we did see the Giants for about a half a game maintain that Vikings pass game. When the Vikings slowed down and stopped scoring, and the Giants made that comeback. You know what? God, why do I have to sit here and make a case for the Giants? But God damn it, that offense can be explosive at times. It's a factor of what versions of these quarterbacks are we going to see. These are two quarterbacks with two very extremes. You got Kirk Cousins, who at times can look like a top 7 quarterback in the league, and at times can look like the worst quarterback in the league. You got Daniel Jones, who doesn't look athletic, doesn't seem that athletic, but there are times where he just athletically does things that don't seem right. Am I super high on Daniel Jones? No. But do I think with the pieces around and how much better of a coaching difference there is between the Giants and the Vikings, that they can win the game? Brian Daboll's the coach of the year. As much as I want to give it to Sirianni, unless Sirianni went 15-2 or 16-1 just because he went like that, it's Brian Daboll. I don't really think there's much of an argument.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's and the only reason I would maybe give the edge to a little bit to New York is only because of the inconsistency of the Vikings. It's just that I think the Vikings defense, my bad. I think personally, dude, this is Minnesota's game to lose. They fuck this up, dude. They give this shit to New York. They'll ruin my fucking life for the rest of the fucking summer. And then every time I come and talk to JT, I'm going to have to hear about how bitch-ass Daniel Jones has playoff wins and the Commanders don't. So, God, Kirk Cousins, please, you cannot fuck this up, bro.
Man. Bro, you know I'm not a shit talker. I'm not a shit talker. Unless you come at me, I am not a shit talker.
Here's the thing. That's Nico. That's how Nico, like, his content is. That's what he does. part of the Wii Sporting. JT is
Yeah. All right.
That's what makes it so funny.
All right. I want to address some points. Nico, I'll let you talk. So you were saying, you think Xavier McKinney's gonna slow down these guys, bro? I watched them do it. They were gonna win that game. They came back on a game-winning drive, hit a 61-yard field goal. You're gonna tell me that's most definitely that's some fluky shit. How often do you see that? A 61-yard field goal will win the game. They slowed him down for the most part. The whole game, Justin Jefferson, he had a bit of a cold spell. Imagine what Dory Jackson's going to do if Fabian Moreau held him to a bit of a cold spell. We don't need to stop Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson and Kirk Cousins. We don't need to stop them. We need to slow them down. And you know that. And it's just going to come down to what Daniel Jones we're going to see and what Kirk Cousins we're going to see. I think Cole said it really, really nicely, because sometimes he could be a top 7 guy and sometimes he could be the worst quarterback in the league.
I think one thing too is that you guys are not really good at covering the run either. You guys let up probably a top 10 in yards given up and rushing yards this season, dude, with Dalvin Cook.
They're good situationally, but overall, they're not that good, but they are pretty good situationally, and that's important. That's pretty important.
That's one thing I noticed about the Giants. The Giants' weakness on the defense is their run defense. That's where they've gotten beaten at times. I mean, we saw it like they did against the Eagles. The Eagles just picked them apart completely, but the Eagles' run game was a real example of that. But the Giants, situationally, when the Giants need to make a stop, I've seen their defense make a stop. That's why they were able to pull out a lot of those early season wins. Derrick Henry had a big game against the Giants in week 1, but when it came down to it, the Giants defense got the stop. But the Giants have to get in a position where they are able to do that. That's honestly, sometimes it might be better for the Giants run game to be a little bit play from behind, so teams rely more on the run.
Exactly. Yeah.
Switching over to the final wild card round game.
I do want to say one more thing about this before we move on fast.
God, bro.
This is going to be fast.
One more.
This is going to be fast. So early season, when the Giants started 6-1, they were, when they started losing all those games, the big reason they started to lose all those games, their players were dropping like flies. Yeah. This is the healthiest they've been all season. Go look at their injury report. It's like no one. I think only one guy's questionable, but other than that, they're all healthy. And that's the one thing that the Giants just haven't had in the second half of the season. And I think that's probably one of the biggest points you got to look at when you're looking at this game, Yeah,
no, I completely agree.
I think when it comes down to talent, though, when it comes down to pure talent on both sides of the ball, I think that the Vikings are way more talented.
No, obviously. Yeah, I'm obviously not going to disagree.
When it comes down to coaching, Brian Dable's a fucking wizard, and Brian Dable knows how to win people games.
Yeah.
So it's going to come down to that. It's going to come down to that. But I think Minnesota wins.
Coaching can win games in playoffs. So now we'll go over Bengals Ravens. If Lamar plays, this is going to be a different game. Nico,
is this really the last playoff?
No, wild card round. We breezed through them because we had to.
What about the Cowboys and the Bucs?
Oh, Cowboys Bucs. I was missing. We'll go to that next. I knew I was missing one.
Yeah. All right. So Bengals Ravens. This is a highly anticipated matchup for sure. Divisional matchup in the playoffs is always something fun to watch, especially when it's two top caliber teams with a lot of superstar talent on both sides of the ball. I think for sure that this Bengals team is they're out for their get back, dude. Cincinnati, after the literally on the 50-yard line against the Rams in the Super Bowl, blew it when the offensive line sold. Now they went out off season winning, got them. I don't see a reason why the Bengals are not a Super Bowl caliber team or a Super Bowl contending team. They are a top 2 team, top 3 team in this NFC team and the AFC. Now going on to the Ravens side, dude, Lamar's coming through injuries, dude. He is he's coming back. I don't know if is Lamar even coming back.
I think he's planning on playing unless something sets him back. But I do believe that they plan on having him play.
I think Lamar's just he's gonna be rusty, dude. Lamar, he's gonna come out and just be rusty. And they are missing their number 1 receiver, Rashad Bateman, for I believe the rest of the season. Devin Duvernay has been their number 1 guy. Mark Andrews is still, pretty solid of a tight end. But again, a lot of these tight ends this season had a lot of drop-offs, not really just all Travis Kelce and a bunch of other guys coming in second, third place of tight end yards. So looking at this game, I'm giving it to the Bengals. I'm not going to say that the Bengals are going to blow them out, but I think that the Bengals will win by at least 1 to possibly 2 scores. So yeah, give me Cincy.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna JT. I'll let you go first. Actually.
Yeah, I mean, so I agree with Nico. I think this is definitely going to be if Lamar plays, he'll be rusty, and I think the Bengals are they're a lot better. Like they're not a little better. I feel like they're a lot better. And if obviously if he doesn't play, this is just a shoe-in. This could even be a trap game for the Bengals.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a rout for the Bengals, to be honest.
Yeah. Looking at this, I'm going to sit here and try to make somewhat of a case for the Ravens, even though I don't think they're going to win. For the Ravens to win, there's two ways they win. They either need to keep it very, very close. And listen, I am super high on Lamar. I think Lamar is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think he's in that upper echelon of quarterbacks with that Justin Herbert type. But how healthy is he going to be? How rusty are they going to be? It's tough for the Ravens. I think if they keep it close early and Lamar gets in a groove and the second half, if they can start off hot, they can pull it out. I wouldn't say the Ravens are dead by any means, especially if Lamar plays, but I am going to lean with the Bengals because they are the defending AFC champions and they have looked insane. They had a rough start to the season, but Joe Burrow is playing even better than he did last year. The only issue with the Bengals is everybody else around him is also playing better than they did last year. So it's kind of tough, but I am going to give it to the Bengals in this one. And now I don't have a little thing underneath it for it, but Cowboys Bucks. JT, I'll let you go first. Who wins this game?
I mean, it's the Cowboys. The Cowboys are garbage. The Bucks are going to take this. This going to be a rout. No, in seriousness, I do actually have the Bucks winning this. I saw a very interesting stat today that said the Cowboys' record when they're playing on grass is like 1-4, and their record when they're playing on turf is like 11-1, and they're going to be playing on grass. And some players have come out and said it's because they can't play as fast. That's not an excuse for the pick sixes. Yeah. Even if they were playing on turf, I still think they lose because Dak has just been an absolute choke artist for this team in like his whole career. We see it every single year. I talked about this on the show with Cahtah yesterday. Like every single year, it seems he just chokes away for that franchise. And they're a team that should live and die by the run, and they just don't do that. And
Jesus. All right. Yeah, no, I do agree. I don't know what's going on. And the comments are all over the place today. People are getting hired. People are getting fired. People are joining. Chris is saying let people cook. What? Okay. What? Turf and real grass ain't a different. Yes, it is.
It definitely is. It definitely is.
It changes the way it definitely changes the game.
If it's not a difference, how come the Cowboys suck on grass?
Yeah. Huh? Listen, the Cowboys aren't going to lose or win based off of just the grass alone, but it does affect the way you play.
Right.
You move a little. You don't move as fast. You're.
That was just supposed to be like a little point. That's why I moved off it pretty quick.
Yeah. All right, Nico. Your turn to cook.
All right. No, I mean this game. It's gonna be an entertaining game. Every time it seems like the NFL really likes watching these. I think the last 2 week ones of the last 2 years they put Cowboys versus Bucks on most of the first primetime game of the year, which is really good. Carson actually brings up a good point here. Brady is 6-0 versus the Cowboys, and it's the playoffs. Brady first round, Bucks by 14. Yeah, I gotta agree with Carson here. I think the Bucks are gonna take this one. Tom Brady has never lost to the Cowboys, and there's really no point. The script writers cannot have Tom Brady leave the playoffs as soon as Aaron Rodgers leaves the playoffs. They can't just have a Patrick Mahomes playoffs, bro. The script writers won't allow it. It's plain and simple. Give me Buccaneers by 10.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to do this. I took off my Eagles hat for a reason.
Oh no.
I'm about to dishonor my community.
Oh no, Cole, don't do it.
Listen. I don't, when it comes to just straight up predicting games, I don't like to feed into the 6-0. It's the Cowboys in the playoffs because every year is different, and like you said, any given Sunday. And outside of the Dolphins, Bills, and the 49ers, Seahawks, I am not very confident in any of these games. But unfortunately, oh my God, it hurts me. I do believe that the Cowboys will win this game.
No.
I do believe that the Cowboys will win this game. Listen, when Dak Prescott's on the money, this is arguably one of the best offenses.
Damn, bro, your job on the line.
I might get fired, but I have to be honest. The way if CeeDee Lamb and Dak are on target, it's just something like we saw it when they played the Eagles the second time. When Dak's just in the words of Chris Talks Washington, when Dak started cooking, nobody can stop him. Dak Prescott is just like Kirk Cousins. He is up and he has some downs. If we see the Dak Prescott that we saw against the Eagles, the Cowboys will win this game. And also, the Bucks can't really run the ball right now. The Bucks can't run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I hope the Cowboys lose. I'm going to be cheering against them. I hope I'm completely wrong on this, but I have to be smart. And I do think that the Cowboys have what it takes to beat the Bucks. Everyone's all over the Bucks because they have Tom Brady. And yes, they do have Tom Brady, and Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. And it wouldn't shock me if he went on a little playoff run here. But I am going to go with the Cowboys.
You come at it from the betting angle, like if you were to bet on this game.
No, because if I was to bet on this game, I'd probably take the points because the Bucks are plus 3.5.
Right. No, I mean like the way you look at it, like objectively.
Yeah.
Like
I have to. I try to do that. It's hard. The only team that's really hard for me to do that with at times is the Eagles. But speaking of betting, make sure you tune in on Thursday night. Me and Nico will be looking at all the games, giving our favorite plays for each playoff game this weekend. So make sure you
go check that out, guy. I'm not a betting guy, but Cole's a fucking sniper, man. If I'm gonna follow anyone, I'm following him.
Absolutely. If you're in the chalkboard, we are up 14.63 units since we started. That's a lot of units. If it's $10, that's $140 right there. Yeah, we missed on TC last night. I get it. You can't win them all. But let's go back over to the playoff predictions. We have the Chiefs. Will they win a playoff game? And who do you have as your AFC title matchup? Nico, we'll start with you.
So here's the thing. It's like you could put one of these two teams in there, and I feel like you're gonna get a phenomenal matchup regardless of who's in there. You can get Buffalo, you can get Cincinnati. You know what, dude? I think this is Cincinnati's year to take this shit back, bro. Cincinnati has nothing to lose here besides pride, dignity, hope, and depression, bro. I think Cincinnati goes on and wins this whole entire Super Bowl. I think the Super Bowl belongs to Cincinnati. This is Cincinnati's Super Bowl to lose, and I think they're going to win it. Now, going on to Buffalo's side, Buffalo's been phenomenal, dude. They winning these games and all that, and after losing DeMar Hamlin to that to that accident on Monday night versus the Bengals, I really feel like they're going to try their very best to do whatever they can to win for DeMar Hamlin. I think it'll be Bengals and Bills if they're not coming out of the same side or not. I don't know. It really depends on who wins these games.
It depends on who wins and who's matched. The Bengals and Bills will play each other if they both win.
I'd like to see Cincy play the Bengals. Cincy play the Bills, and then love to see Cincy versus Kansas City or Buffalo versus Kansas City. It don't really matter to me. I've been so tied in between who I wanted between Bengals and Bills, and to me, dude, from all these years of just watching, bro, it just doesn't look like I don't know, man. I gotta go Cincinnati here, but Buffalo could also take this too.
You think Cincinnati versus the Chiefs and Cincinnati wins?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Joe Burrow is 3-0, right? 3-0. He's 3-0.
Yep. 3-0. JT, who do you have as your matchup, and who wins?
So I mean I love the Bills this year, man. This is a story season for them. Like they got a lot better this offseason. They're playing for DeMar Hamlin. What would it be? It would be a Bills
Chiefs
Bengals divisional round.
Yeah. I think you would have Bills Bengals, and then you would have Jags versus Chiefs.
Right. So yeah, I mean, to answer the question before, I think they beat whoever comes out of that 4-5 seed game. Mm-hmm. And then in the I guess it would be AFC Championship. I think the Bills. This is their year, man. This year, I believe in Josh Allen. He's over. I want to add this because they've overcome some adversity this season. Because they remember that like cold spell they had like in the middle of the season. Yeah. They've overcome all that stuff, and that I really feel like this is their year. It feels different this year.
Yeah,
I feel like real quick. Sorry, but no, my fault.
Heading into my prediction, I think the Chiefs are going to beat whoever they play, whether it's the Jaguars or Chargers. I don't think there's really a chance on that. Chiefs are going to the AFC title game. They're hosting another neutral site AFC championship. Bengals, Bills, listen, I think that this might be the one that the Bengals get them. But with everything that went on, it's tough. Because these three are so tightly contested. I am going to give the Bengals the slight edge just because I think they're hotter. I think that they're hotter. I think once you get to the playoffs, outside of baseball, the hottest team always is whoever can get hot at the right time. I am going to give it to the Bengals and give me a Chiefs-Bengals AFC title game. And I've been saying it. The only team I thought in the beginning of the season that could stop the Chiefs this year were the Chargers, and I was wrong on that. I will take that L on the chest. I thought the Chargers would be a lot better than they were. Don't get me wrong, though. Chargers are a sleeper team. If they could go on a little run here, they got the talent to. But back to my point. What Mahomes has proven this year is everyone thought they were going to fall because they didn't have Tyreek Hill, and they looked even better. Mahomes probably, outside of his MVP season, had the best season of his career. The Chiefs probably are in the best position that they have ever been, since they won the Super Bowl. I am going to say that we're going to all have different ones. And you know what? And any of us could be completely right, and I wouldn't be shocked at all. I am going to say that the Chiefs just overall have more talent than the Bengals and are just a better team. And when I said even better, I meant they're even better like as a team. They're playing even better than they have in past years. Seems like Michigan State won, which is good because me and Nico both bet them today. So let's go Michigan State.
I tell you guys, Cole's a sniper, bro. Cole is there.
Nico's in there too. Don't forget, Nico gave me the play today. I trusted Nico on that one.
Okay, all right.
So I'm assuming now we're going on to the NFC side.
Yep, NFC side.
I'd love to go first if you don't mind.
Will the Eagles win a playoff game? Who goes to the NFC title game? My matchups, I have the Eagles versus the Giants, and then I have the Cowboys versus the 49ers. Nico, you have the Bucks versus the Eagles, and then the 49ers versus the Vikings. JT, you have the same matchups as me, except you have the 49ers and the Bucks. Nico, you want to go first? Do the Eagles win? If they do, who do they play, and who wins the NFC?
So I have them going up against who? I'm sorry.
Back.
Yeah, I think the Eagles will get their revenge on Tom Brady, and they will beat Tom Brady. I do think that. I don't know if there's going to be a common universe where Tampa Bay doesn't beat them. I think that the Phillies going to play pissed off football, even though last year they were down 30-0 at halftime, or not at the halftime, in like the third quarter versus Philly, and then they came in or whatever. Philly stacked up. I think Philly beats them, and then now we're going to have 49ers versus Cowboys.
Vikings.
Vikings. My bad. Wait, when did that? Oh yeah, because I'm an idiot. Anyways, 49ers are going to win. And then it's going to come down to Brock Purdy versus Jalen Hurts. I'm going to go the 49ers, dude. I think San Francisco versus Cincy. We get a rematch of a Super Bowl that happened late in the 90s or late 80s, late 90s or early 90s. So yeah, give me Cincy versus San Francisco. That was my Super Bowl pick last year. It'll be this one again this year.
All right, JT, you're up. Eagles versus Giants, and then 49ers versus Bucks. Who goes to the NFC title game and who comes out of the NFC?
Okay, so NFC title game. So if in the divisional, it would prospectively be the Bucks. Well, we have the Bucks winning. So you know what? I was at the link for that game, dude. If anyone is going to come through that stadium and beat the Eagles, it's going to be Tom Brady. You have
the because you have Giants being the.
Listen, I think if the Eagles don't go to a NFC title game, it's going to be because the Bucks beat them.
No, you have the Eagles Giants. You have the Eagles Giants.
Yes. So it's going to be Eagles Giants NFC title game.
Well, no, you have the Eagles Giants in the divisional round because it reseeds.
Right. Okay. All right. So
yeah, buddy, you're not getting past Philly, buddy. So you might as well just stop right there.
What are you gonna say here, JT?
No, I got the Giants, baby. Let's fucking go. Hey, we got 5 now, baby. 5. Okay. Yeah, and then they're gonna beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl. They're gonna send home two losses in a row. All of Cincinnati is gonna be in shambles.
Okay, so you have then 49ers Bucks. Who wins that game?
49ers Bucks. I think the 49ers take that one.
All right, and then you got 49ers Giants NFC title game. Who goes to the Super Bowl?
Brock Purdy ain't shit, bro. Brock Purdy ain't shit, bro. I got the
can't-
Giants.
Listen,
They're putting a fifth on. They're putting a fifth on.
I don't want
baby.
to, and I'm gonna defend JT on this. I don't want to hear anything about from Eagles fans because I know damn well half of us were picking the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl last year, including myself. But now, JT, I respect the hopeless romantic outlook. I fall for it all the time.
Right.
My prediction. Do you really think I'm scared? No offense. Do you really think I'm scared of Daniel Jones and the Giants coming into the link?
He's a demon.
Primetime
Danny
playoff
Dimes
football?
is a demon.
Are you
He's shown it
kidding
these
me?
past couple weeks.
Daniel
He's getting that
Jones,
extension.
the Eagles are going to have a bye week leading up to it. They're not going to run a vanilla playbook like they did last week. Jalen Hurts is going to be completely healthy. The Birds are going to destroy the Giants just like they did in New Jersey. The New Jersey Giants.
It's going to get taken off of national TV
on AJ Brown, which I think is fair because we're fully healthy now, and you're not gonna be able to run like a little crosser with AJ Brown.
You're not even gonna get past fucking Nick Bosa, dude.
No,
like, what makes you think you're gonna take on the Eagles, bro?
Because Danny Dimes is him.
You are not even gonna. The run game is gonna be all over the place. The Birds are gonna go through and take care of business, and I don't think the Cowboys can win 2 playoff
I'm gonna
games.
JT like dead ass, bro. When it's like 40 to something, bro, I'm gonna dead ass feel bad for you, bro. Like I really will, because then guess what, Morgan? When we come back here for the championship game, and the Giants aren't in it because they got Deshaun Watson like hard as shit on national.
Oh my god!
Yeah, we're gonna.
And then I got all right. Let me finish cooking here. I got the Eagles versus the 49ers in the NFC title game.
If you don't let Brock Purdy win, you're an asshole.
Listen, Brock Purdy ain't Tom Brady, bro. He ain't winning no Super Bowl.
He's not coming into Philly.
He's not going to come over to the cold weather of Philadelphia with the bitter, angry Philadelphians who just got their heart ripped out a few months ago watching the Phillies lose the World Series. This Eagles team, as they get cooking again and stop them, the Eagles are that good. I still think the Eagles are the most talented team in the NFC. The only team who I think is going to beat the Eagles realistically are the 49ers. Now, like we always say, any given Sunday, but so I'm taking the Birds to the bowl. All right. Now it's time.
He's allowed to say shit like this because he has a quarterback that's top 32 in the NFL.
You don't even watch the Giants. Like
I don't even have to. That's the best part. I just know.
Yeah, you can just sit on your couch because your team's not even in the playoffs, buddy. Your team's not even in the playoffs, buddy.
Kafka there. You put Kafka at head coach, and Daniel Jones isn't doing shit. He's not doing shit.
Shut up, Cahtah. Shut up. Let me cook. Let me say what I have to say. Don't ruin it.
That is true. He did play.
Okay, I'll tell you what. He hasn't been. Iowa State doesn't have the fans that the Philadelphia Eagles do.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, like I was at the link, like, bro, when that stadium gets loud, I don't know how a rookie quarterback is going to be able to handle that.
No,
he plays at San Francisco. What?
No, he went to Iowa State.
The Eagles, bro.
All right, let's look at the Super Bowl. Nico, I'll let you start. You have Bengals 49ers. You've already said the Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl. Who wins the Super Bowl and why?
All right. Purely because I think I'm gonna keep saying since he's playing for everything, man. They got none to lose. They fixed everything they needed to in the offseason. I'm not gonna be delusional like some of my other co-hosts, aka co-host, who's gonna sit here and put Daniel Jones in a fucking Super Bowl.
Oh my god!
So henceforth, I'm gonna be the realistic one. And I'm gonna say that the Cincinnati Bengals take the Super Bowl because they have a legitimate quarterback who's top 32 in the NFL. So give me Joe Burrow.
All right. Who wins Super Bowl MVP?
That's tough. Damn. It really depends on who really impacts that team the most to win them that game. It could be anyone on both sides. It could be Trey Hendrickson, Logan Wilson. I think Trey Hendrickson's out for the rest of the year. Never mind. DJ Reader, or something like that. Or on the offensive side, you can have Joe Mixon, you can have Jamar, T. Higgins. Even Tyler Boyd has a fucking chance, bro. I think in all honesty, though, it's a quarterback award almost every time at the end of the day, unless you're not like Cooper Kupp or whatever. Give me what's his face? Give me Joe Burrow to win it.
All right, JT.
unless it's like a defensive player who like goes off. I think it's
right, like a Malcolm Smith like performance from like 2013.
Right, like I'm thinking of like Von Miller in Super Bowl 50.
Yeah, facts.
To fumble on
so
Cam.
JT, you have the Giants versus the Bills.
Oh my god, dude. Do I go back to realistic jizzle? No, fucking Giants Bills. Fucking Giants Bills. Danny Dimes, hoist Lombardi, Danny Dimes, Super Bowl MVP, $45 million a year, and he fucking earned it.
Wait, how much money did you say he's gonna get paid?
Oh my god.
Realistically, I think they're looking at $40 million a year. They want to give him Dak's contract.
He deserves like half of it, maybe a quarter of Dak's contract.
There are teams who are out here ready to pay him $40 million.
Yeah, no. That's not.
That is actually.
I don't know if the XFL is worth $40 million, but yeah,
that is just because of the way that's just because of the market. That has nothing necessarily to do with him. It's more just a market value thing.
No, like teams have like this is like I'm being realistic right now. Teams have come out and said like we will legitimately pay $40 million.
Posted at the same time as me.
Oh shit, my fault.
You're good. There we go. Cahtah says, Jizzle, we ain't playing Madden.
Yeah, because I lost to you in the Super Bowl. Yeah, so we're not playing Madden. Danny Dimes the demon. Danny Dimes is way better. I cannot play with Danny Dimes in Madden, bro. He is not good enough in Madden.
Gee, I wonder why. You know,
the way he makes those reads, the way he just absolutely elevates that team. I can't even replicate it, bro. Even when I boost his stats, I mean, I'm not even that good at video games, to be honest. But like,
neither am I. I'm terrible.
No, it's just the Giants are not good on Madden.
Oh my god! All right, JT, who's your Super Bowl MVP? JT, is it gonna be Daniel Jones or Saquon? That's what it seems like.
Dimes is a demon. He's gonna win Super Bowl MVP.
Should be fucking Brian Dable. He's the only reason why these motherfuckers winning any
that's
game.
True. If they could give it to a coach, I think you give it to Brian Dable.
Can you give it to a coach?
They should allow it if the Giants even get to breathe the air of the Super Bowl.
That's why Daboll is gonna win Coach of the Year.
Yeah, well, you know, when you can't give it to anybody else, you know, you might as well just go give it a fucking Dable.
Bro, this guy just loves to hate the Giants. I don't know what your thing is. Oh yeah, we bitch you every year. That's what it is.
I'm sorry, this shit didn't the refs win y'all literally the fucking game the second time?
Oh yeah, that's why we're 5-1-1.
No, you like to bring up the pass bullshit, but can you just admit to the fact that Curtis Samuel got fucking held on that pass, bro? Just admit it. Like, just admit that.
Nah.
If you can admit that, you admit that.
Darnay is lost.
But if you can just admit that Curtis Samuel got held,
I will say this.
Yeah, no, he did get held. But you know what? That I feel like there were multiple very bad calls on the last drive of the first Washington Giants game that was played that the Giants really should have had like an easy field goal for a win.
I will say this about there were 3 and quarters and 14 minutes of that game outside of that drive that the Commanders could have put up more than 12 points. The only team that I ever will accept them blaming the refs for a loss is the Saints in the NFC Championship, because that was the most egregious missed call I have ever seen in my entire life.
He literally tackled him.
Yeah, he didn't tackle him. He literally used himself like a missile right into.
Are we doing awards?
We were just doing the playoff preview.
Are we doing like MVP offensive? All that?
No, we're gonna do that a different show. That's coming up soon. Don't worry, we're working on scheduling that now.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
But now my Super Bowl prediction for the season. I said the Eagles would be 14-3. I got laughed at. I got clowned. I was right. Before the season, I said Jalen Hurts would have a breakout year and play at an MVP level. I got laughed at. And I got clowned. And if he didn't get hurt, he'd be the league MVP right now. Before the season, I said the Eagles would go to the Super Bowl and get the 1 seed. Got clowned. Go to the Super Bowl and win it. And I got clowned. If you think I am going to stop riding with the Birds now, you are crazy. Give me the Birds over the Chiefs. Andy Reid's return matchup against Philly is going to go south, and you can feed me the guy I've been believing in when nobody else would since he was at Oklahoma. I was excited when we drafted him. I was excited when he got in over Carson Wentz. I was excited for him last year, and I was ecstatic for him this year. Jalen Hurts wins Super Bowl MVP. Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Are you serious? You got clowned because you guys signed every fucking free agent in the fucking planet, and then you still got that bullshit. This is all a fucking documentary script that you're gonna fucking write when the Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Absolutely,
like, I was clowned.
Absolutely. Hey! I did get an 89 in my script writing class last year, so that means something.
He's gonna go on to be one of the NFL script writers. He's gonna keep Tom Brady in the playoffs.
I wish I would. And then you know what? When the Eagles have the greatest dynasty ever, then you know it's actually fixed. Because we all know the Eagles, if they win the Super Bowl this year, they'll be pretty good next year. Terrible the year after that, and the whole cycle will restart. Howie Roseman will. If the Eagles win the Super Bowl, Howie Roseman should get the Super Bowl MVP.
Hold on, Cole. Let me ask you something. Man. You know something funny? I bet you noticed since 2012 that there's, ever since, I'm only using this pinpoint because this is where I feel like I could, kind of put a pin in it, basically. You ever noticed since 2012 that there's been like different divisional winners and like, between the Cowboys and
it's been since 2003. That was the last time somebody
then it was the Washington, but since 2012 is something you want to really pin at. That's when Washington won the division. You just ever notice since then, the Eagles have won it, the Cowboys won it, the Commanders won it. There's just always been a team that hasn't. And there's just always that bottom feeder, that one guy that wants to get in the club and he can't even.
Bottom feeder. Okay, you know what? If you want to say bottom feeder during the regular season,
you were a bottom feeder for like 8.
When you had a chance,
you're to get
buddy, you're calling the Giants a bottom feeder, bro. You're not even in the playoffs.
Playoffs one fucking year, bro. Out of the last 8 years, this is just pray to God that the wide receiver crew, which whoever the fuck plays for that, don't go on a damn boat and fuck it all up again, buddy. Because the last time that bullshit happened, Odell Beckham was acting like they made the fucking Super Bowl and they went on this fuck ass boat and they was celebrating and shit, and then they went and lost to Green Bay. So
I've wanted to talk about that playoff run for a while. I remember when they made the playoffs in 2016. A lot of people disagreed with me when I said this. I never thought they had the bones to make a run at the title because they were inconsistent at positions that were really, really important. I didn't think that I thought Eli was too banged up at that point in his career. I didn't think the line on either side was good enough. The wide receivers were inconsistent. I think Odell had a couple drop passes like in that game. Like, I think realistically, I'm not saying the Giants are going to win a title, but I think that they have the bones to go on and win a title in the next couple of years. That's
all right,
realistic.
Guys. I do have to reel this one back in. This is going to conclude the playoff preview. We will probably be here before every weekend of the playoffs talking about the games. We got our predictions out there. Nico thinks that we are the two most biased idiots on the planet right now.
No, not you. No, I just think that Jizzle Tizzle Whizzle down there thinks that the Giants are going to make the fucking Super Bowl.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all fun. This was one of the best shows. People loved it. The comments were amazing.
Yeah, this was really fun.
Awesome. This was fun. It was great. Thank you guys for all tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Make sure you follow Jizzle on all social media. Make sure you follow We Sportin' on all social media. Make sure you follow me on all social media. And our guy, Cahtah, who he's been behind the scenes. I don't know why he didn't join the show today, but he's been behind the scenes. I'm sure he'll be back. Make sure you tune in, breaking down a betting angle from each of these games. It'll probably be a lot calmer just because we're just talking about the bets.
Yeah, because, it'll be, 2 divisional champions last 10
years. God. But thank you guys for tuning in. And nobody's here to say it.